What's good, y'all? It's your boy Young Roman. We back with another reaction video. Today we about to react to the identical twins that lit up Jacksonville. If you need, like, subscribe, make sure you get you some food. And these videos do take time, so if you like them, just let me know. I'll keep doing them.
Video, we'll be telling the story of two identical twin brothers that were allegedly responsible for numerous shootings throughout Jacksonville, including the crazy broad daylight murder of a hitman that allegedly killed 3 people from
Dang, let's get into it.
their hood. Paperboy 5X, real name Alan Bass, and Mr. CEO 5X, real name Alex Bass, are two identical twins from Jacksonville, Florida. They are from a hood in Jacksonville called Grand Park. Grand Park has numerous gang/sets that reside within there, with the most notable one being Head First, going by the acronym HFE. Grand Park has beef with other hoods such as 1200 and Flag Street. Not much is publicly known about the twins' upbringing, but they jumped into the streets at young ages and picked up hefty rap sheets. With the rise in popularity of drill music, they would both start rapping, and in their music, they would brag about the numerous shootings they were allegedly responsible for. As is common with many gang members, the death of a close friend would cause them to take their gangster lifestyle to a whole new level.
Yeah, facts. It always happens. ACE.
On August 12, 2019, 3 men named Von 5, Ace Cho, and Fredo Rockout were sitting in a parked vehicle on 1620 West 5th Street when they were shot. All 3 victims were transported to UF Health, where Ace Cho would be pronounced dead at just 17 years old. The other 2 survived their injuries.
This ain't worth it. That crime life is not worth it. You lost your life at 17.
Detectives recovered 7.62 shell casings from the scene. Von 5 was interviewed by the police and told them that he was set up by a female he had never met before. He said he was communicating with the female over Instagram and they agreed to meet up at the location. Shortly after acknowledging his arrival at the determined location over his Instagram account to the female, 2 male suspects began shooting into his vehicle from a vacant
That's why you can't trust nobody
lot directly across from his location. The unknown female was identified and subsequently arrested. She admitted to participating in luring Vaughn to the location to be shot, and she gave up the name of one of the shooters. The shooter was a 1200 member named Joey. Joey is actually the blood brother of a 1200 member named Spaz that was killed a year prior to this.
Revenge. It's always a cycle of things. It's never gonna stop. Never gonna stop, I swear.
The police searched Joey's phone and found text messages of him admitting to trying to kill Vaughn and his friends because Vaughn had been dissing his brother Spaz. While searching his text messages, the police were able to find the second shooter. The second shooter was a member of 1200 named Creep. All 3 are currently locked up. Creep was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Joey took a
So now we got 1 in jail, there's 2 that's passed, and then everyone's life is ruined. That's why it's never good to even
plea deal and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Ace Cho was close friends to both of the twins. The set Cho Way was created to honor his memory. Losing Ace Cho devastated the twins and made them seek retribution for him, particularly against members of 1200. They started to diss deceased members of 1200 in their songs and made public threats against them on social media.
You jumped on that Ohio bitch. In jail. 30 died, you didn't get back, nigga. You jumped on my homeboy, you get to get out of jail, and you told me and Caesar died, Caesar died, you didn't get back, nigga. Caesar died, I'm riding smoking him. Caesar died, I'm riding smoking this man.
He said he's smoking him.
Caesar died, and I'm riding smoking him. Caesar died and I'm riding smoking him. Caesar died and I'm riding smoking him right now, man. Merch on y'all up on the scope. You already know what's going on, man. Free by man, free man. Y'all not even up on those scores, man. Y'all not even up on those scores. Free goofies.
What is the point of this? Everyone's gonna lose their life, and then the police gonna come.
But you was a bitch. It's not no score. You was a bitch. Y'all didn't get back.
There's no good outcome to this.
You ain't get back. You ain't get back for 30.
Look ass, y'all down too, man.
This look ass shit.
Y'all can't
no,
shoot.
you let you ain't die. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Said y'all can't shoot.
You You Ohio by yourself, nigga. You a bitch. You Ohio by yourself. You a bitch, nigga. You a bitch, nigga. They're not gonna take you nowhere. You a bitch, nigga.
Additionally, the twins stated in multiple of their songs that they would slide for Ace Cho and kill anyone that disrespects him.
Dang.
Speaking on Ace Cho, ambulance gon' toot your nose up.
Oh yeah, he's
Speaking
snapping.
on Ace Cho, I'm a flash out. In the name of Ace Cho, we gon' get him. Swear to God, when I see him, I'ma blitz him. Rod down, give a fuck, bitch, sick him.
Dang.
As you just saw, the twins were eager to kill a member of 1200 to avenge Ace Cho. The death of a 1200 member would give them an opportunity to strike. On September 2nd, 2020, a member of 1200 named Leaky was shot and killed. Leaky was one of the most beloved members of 1200 because he was allegedly one of their main killers. About 2 weeks later, Leaky's funeral was held, and as expected, numerous 1200 members were in attendance. The twins would get wind of this, load up their guns, and speed to the location. They were with another.
They pulled up to the funeral. Them dudes, they were mad.
A Jacksonville rapper / gang member named Dolo that also has beef with 1200. They arrived at the address on 2nd Street and spotted two 1200 members in a dark sedan outside the venue. They then allegedly proceeded to shoot the car up. Fortunately, none of the shots struck the intended victims. Officers quickly arrived, so the twins and Dolo fled the scene. They were running through the backyards of random houses while holding their guns in their hands. They eventually were able to find an unlocked white van and they tried to hide inside it. However, a witness saw them and reported them to the police. The police followed through with the tip and arrested Dolo and the twins. All three of them confessed to possessing the firearms they were caught with, but they all denied firing their weapons. Luckily for them, none of them were charged with attempted murder for this incident or any other charge related to shooting at another person. The police did not have any evidence to charge anyone with the shooting, despite there being a shot-up sedan on the scene. However, all three were charged with armed trespassing, and the twins were each charged with being felons in possession of a firearm. They would be locked up for a while, but were eventually released.
Was with other documented gang members and associates on September 2nd of 2020. In that car, Malik Beals was murdered in a shooting. The defendant was also in that car. Following that event, on September 15th, 2020, a funeral was held for Malik Beals. At that funeral, Deshaun Williams, Marquez Johnson, and Xavier Mitchell, who you all heard about and saw in videos, were all together, and they were targeted by members of the rival gang. 3 rival gang members were arrested: Alex and Alan Bass and Keon Newkirk, who goes by Dolo,
The twins would go on to allegedly kill one of the most known hitmen in Jacksonville in a crazy broad daylight assassination.
In broad daylight is crazy. What?
By January of 2023, a known hitman in Jacksonville's name was ringing bells throughout the streets, particularly in the Grand Park neighborhood. An alleged killer from the hood Flag Street named Moby, renamed Dominique Boatwright, had allegedly killed 3 people from Grand Park within a 10-month span. According to talk in the streets, Moby was rumored to have killed 3 members of Head First named Fat Sherm, Pac, and Butta. Butta was shot in December of 2022, but would pass away from injuries sustained during the shooting in June of 2023. One day, the twins would get his location and allegedly take it upon themselves to take him out for their hood. On January 19th, 2023, around 10 a.m., Moby was sitting in his car in the parking lot of a window tinting business on Emerson Street with a woman. As they were sitting in the car, the twins pulled up with one other person, and they were riding in a gold 4-door sedan. All 3 were wearing masks and were armed. Once they spotted Moby, all 3 ran up to his car and fired shots into the vehicle. All 3 shooters then fled back to the car. Both Moby and the woman were hit. They proceeded to limp into the tent shop, attempting to take shelter. CEO allegedly saw Moby moving and proceeded to chase after him into the shop. Once he caught up to Moby, CEO stood over him and shot him repeatedly at point-blank range. Once he was done, CEO ran back to the car, and the 3 of them fled the scene. Officers arrived and pronounced Moby dead on the scene. The whole shooting was caught on the tent shop's surveillance cameras. The way the crime was committed left a huge trail of evidence, quickly leading to arrests. Not long after the murder, the twins were arrested. Despite both being arrested, surprisingly at first, only Paperboy was charged with Moby's murder. After scanning the license plate of the car used in the shooting, police discovered that the car belonged to the twins' mother, and Paperboy had been arrested in that car in a previous incident. Additional investigation revealed surveillance video from earlier in the day showing Paperboy getting out of the suspect vehicle in the same clothing he wore during the shooting incident, and his cell site evidence placed him at the scene of the crime during the shooting. Additionally, one of the firearms used during the crime was later recovered, and digital evidence tied Paperboy to the firearm. Police searched through Paperboy's phone and found out that he was messaged on Instagram by a guy believed to be Butta's best friend 2 days after Butta was allegedly shot by Moby. The guy asked Paperboy to send him his phone number, and Paperboy gave it to him. Investigators then saw that they had a 6-minute phone conversation right after they exchanged numbers. Then, on the day of Moby's murder, the two exchanged 5 phone calls and 1 text message between 9:41 a.m. and 10:20 a.m., ending 1 minute before the shooting. Then, right after the shooting, they exchanged 4 phone calls and 5 text messages. Prosecutors believe that these phone records show that Paperboy was in direct communication with a person who would have a motive to kill Moby in a retaliation murder both right before and right after the murder of Moby. Due to the fact that identical twins have the same DNA, and unlike Paperboy, CEO didn't bring his phone to the murder, the police had much more trouble charging him, but they were eventually able to. CEO was released for a short period but was rearrested. CEO was officially charged with this murder over 2 years later in 2025. In the meantime, Paperboy was put on trial in November of 2025. He was found guilty of first-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. He was sentenced to life in prison. CEO is currently locked up awaiting his trial. He is also facing life in prison. Police found a black ski mask when they searched the twins' car. The mask contained the twins' DNA. Since the twins have the same DNA, the police can't identify which one wore it. This may help CEO in his trial, but the odds of him beating the case still seem slim. Man, this was a crazy story. 2 identical twins becoming
murderers.
Killers is not something you see every day. RIP to everyone that passed away in this video. Let me know what you guys think.
Man, that was a good video. If y'all liked it, like, subscribe, and like I said, music coming. See you in the next one. Peace. It's wrong. Gone.